Okay, friends. So we have discussed about a modulation process, and particularly amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. So already you know that in modulation process we require a one carrier signal, one carrier wave will be there, and another is a modulating signal, or you can say modulating wave. This modulating wave is nothing but it is our information. Remember, correct? So in the transmitter, when you are talking about this, so transmitter will just a process of the modulation. So the carrier wave and your modulating signal is going to be combined, and it is producing the modulated wave. In our case, here suppose if it is generating a FM wave, and this FM wave is given to the antenna. So this signal will be radiated into the air, and it is going to a far distance. Then on the other end we have a receiver. So this receiver is receiving a FM signal. It's received the FM signal. Now, what is the main function of the receiver? That it has to separate a carrier wave and the modulating wave. So, receiver will separate your carrier wave and modulating wave. Or you can say a information. Correct? So, the modulation process, remember, the modulation process is performed by the transmitter, and the reverse process, which is called a demodulation process. Demodulation process is performed by the receiver. So what is the demodulation process? That to separate the carrier wave and the modulating wave or a information. Then the carrier wave is going to be a bypass, and the modulating wave is given to a amplifier circuit, and then it is given to a loudspeaker, so you can receive the information. So basically in the communication we have a modulation process and the demodulation process. So how we can modulate the wave? That we have discussed in the previous lecture. But now how to demodulate the wave, or how to separate both the wave, that we are going to discuss in this lecture. The circuit which is going to be performed a demodulation process, it is known as a detector circuit. It is called a detector circuit. Now here we are demodulating a FM wave, so you require a FM detector circuit. Same way, if we have a amplitude modulated wave, then we require the AM detector circuit. So basically, what is the function of a FM detector? So here in the FM detector, first of all, that whatever the FM wave is there, FM wave is going to be converted into a AM wave. Remember. Then AM wave is given to a kind of a circuit which is called envelope detector. Envelope detector is nothing but it is a AM detector. Remember. And then you have your a information signal modulating wave will be there. So here if we see the FM detector, then it has to convert a frequency into the voltage. Remember, because the FM wave will have a different frequency. The carrier frequency will be there. Here the carrier frequency is also there. Then the maximum frequency, that is Fc plus delta F will be there, and the minimum is Fc minus delta F is there. Correct? So corresponding to this or this frequency, it has to generate the voltage. Means the frequency is converted into a voltage variation, and that voltage variation is nothing but it is called a amplitude modulated wave. Then in a amplitude modulated wave, we are giving a envelope detector. So amplitude modulated wave, whatever the envelope is there, it is your information, it is your modulating wave. So that is going to be separated out by this detector circuit, and finally here you will get a modulating signal or the information. So before we start the FM detector, here we can have a different technique. Remember, this technique according to that we have a different detector circuit. Then one basic circuit is to understand how the signal is going to be demodulated. For that we should understand the principle of a slope detector. Then we have a balanced slope detector, or it is also known as a dual slope detector. Then the frequency discriminator circuit is there, and finally we have a ratio detector circuit. So one by one we will discuss all the different types of the detector circuit. But in all the detector circuit, finally we require a envelope detector. So what is the envelope detector, or what is the AM detector circuit? Let us have a brief idea about this. So first of all I will discuss this circuit, and then we will see the different type of a FM detector circuit. So let us see what is the envelope detector, and basically it is also a part of a AM detector circuit. If you look at the circuit diagram, then it is like this. Here, the simple circuit is there, only one PN junction and the filter circuit is there. So at the input of this envelope detector, we are applying a modulated signal, that is an amplitude modulated wave. Amplitude modulated wave means what? That the voltage is go on changing. That this voltage of the carrier wave is go on increasing, then it is decreasing, again increasing and decreasing. So here whatever the variation in the voltage is there, it is my information signal. Or you can say it is a modulating wave, FM is there, and inside whatever the frequency is there, it is your carrier frequency. So amplitude modulated wave consists of a modulating signal and a carrier frequency. Now this signal is given to a diode. Here if you look at the circuit, it is simply a half-wave rectifier is there. Correct? Then here already we know that during the positive cycle, the diode will be in forward bias, negative cycle it will be in a reverse bias. So here if you look at this waveform, then we have a positive cycle also. This is my positive cycle. This is another positive cycle. Third positive cycle is there, and these are a negative cycle. Correct? So the diode will allow only the positive cycle, and it will rectify this negative cycle. So at this point here, if you see, then the output of the detector will be like this. This positive cycle of the carrier wave will be present only like this, and whatever the negative cycle is here, it is going to be rectified. Now why we have to rectify this? Because whatever the information is there, this information is with the positive cycle also, the same information is with the negative cycle. Okay? So we have to extract the information either from positive or from the negative cycle. So first of all, we are rectifying this negative cycle. Only the positive influence cycle will be present here. Correct? Now, here in this case, if you look at this, then there are two signals are present. This envelope is there, and this envelope is the thing, but it is my information, my modulating signal is this is the modulating signal FM, and inside it is a carrier frequency. So after the rectification, we have this kind of a waveform. But again, here we have to separate both the frequency, that is FM and FC. Now we know that the modulating frequency is very low. It is a low frequency, and normally it will be from a 20 Hz. Our information will be what? It will be between the 20 Hz to 20 kHz. So that is a low frequency. But the carrier frequency is of a high frequency. High frequency signal will be there, and it will be in order of a megahertz. Correct? So to separate these two frequencies, we use the filter capacitor C. And in the filter capacitor, we know that the reactance is given by Xc is equal to 1 upon omega C. And if this omega is low, for the low frequency, Xc will be a large. And for a high frequency, Xc is going to be a low. So here whatever the capacitor is there, this capacitor will filter the frequency, both the frequency. So here if we have a carrier, then the carrier frequency Fc, so that capacitor will offer a very low reactance, so it will be grounded. And at the same point we have a modulating frequency, but this capacitor will offer a very large reactance, so it will not pass through this, and it will pass through the resistance R. So here in this way we can say the carrier frequency and the modulating frequency is going to be filtered out. And whatever the modulating frequency is there, you are getting across the load R, which will be given to a next stage of the amplifier. And here whatever the voltage is going to be produced, that is nothing but it is an envelope of my modulated wave, and that is your actually information FM is there. Remember. But if we see in detail, then in this way it is not going to be separate out, but whatever the capacitor is there, this capacitor is going to be charged and discharged, and after all you are getting the envelope of the signal. Here, if you see, then this is my rectified signal is present. Right? Now what will happen? During this positive cycle, your capacitor will be charged up to this value, up to this negative value, and then it is going to be discharged. Again the capacitor is going to charge and discharge, charge and discharge. Here the capacitor is charging in this direction and it will be discharged through the load resistance R. So here we are selecting the value of R and C such that this charging and discharging will follow the envelope of the signal. So here if you see the average value, then this average value will be your modulating wave. So in this way you can separate a carrier frequency and a modulating frequency using a envelope detector. Now this detector is used in a slope detector also. Correct? I think so. The basic idea is clear to you. Correct? Now let us see what is the FM detector. So the simplest FM detector, which is known as a slope detector. which is known as the slope detector. Now, I already mentioned that in a frequency modulated wave, FM wave, we have the variation of the frequencies. The center frequency is my carrier frequency, the maximum frequency is fc plus delta f, and the minimum frequency is fc minus delta f. So in FM, as the frequency is changing, I have to change the voltage. So your circuit should be such that which will convert the frequency into a voltage. And once it is converted into voltage, then we can use a envelope detector circuit. So here you require the technique for converting a frequency into the voltage. Means you require the circuit for different frequency. It has to produce a different voltage. And the simplest circuit is that we can use a resonance circuit, or it is a tank circuit. So in the tank circuit, we have this, that the inductor and the capacitor, they are in parallel, correct? They are in parallel, and here we apply this frequency, or if I will apply a FM wave, if I will apply a FM, here I have to connect a one resistance, and if you measure this voltage, then you will find that voltage is going to change in this way. In a resonance circuit, we know that the curve is like this. Correct? This is my voltage axis, and this is the frequency axis. And here you can see for a particular frequency, your voltage is maximum. Let us say this frequency is a 10 megahertz. Correct? Then for 10 megahertz, it is a maximum. Here, if you see, then this frequency is, let us say, a 9 megahertz. Correct? If you see, then this one is a 8 megahertz. So, here, for a different value of the frequency, the corresponding voltage are also a different. So if I will apply my FM wave, then if we see the resonance curve, then it will produce a different voltage. Now in the resonance curve, we are using this part, or you can say this slope of the curve. Same way, also we can use this slope of the curve. Okay? Then also here this curve is also giving you the variation of the frequency and the voltage. So this is the basic principle, that if we apply a different frequency, then the output voltage of the tank circuit will be a different, and it can produce a different voltage. Now let us see what is exact circuit for this. So this is the circuit diagram for a slope detector. Now you should understand that here this part is the thing, but it is your envelope detector. This is the envelope detector, correct? And your resonance circuit is here. Now, whatever the FM wave is there, this FM wave is applied at this point. Already I have mentioned that FM wave contains the carrier frequency as well as the minimum and the maximum frequency. So if you look at this waveform at the primary of the transformer, then it will be like this. So here we have minimum frequency, maximum frequency, again the maximum frequency is there. So there is a variation in the frequency in the primary. So this primary, here this primary is tuned to a carrier frequency Fc. Then in the secondary, again we have a resonance circuit, tank circuit is there. But remember, the secondary tank circuit is not tuned for a carrier frequency. It is either tuned for a higher than the carrier frequency or a lower than the carrier frequency. So let us say this is tuned for Fc plus delta F higher than the carrier frequency. Then we have an envelope detector. So when this is tuned for the higher than the carrier frequency, then it will look at this a frequency response of the transfer curve for this. Then it will be like this. This is a resonance curve is there. My frequency and the voltage is here. The resonance frequency is this. Remember. Okay? Let us say it is a Fc plus delta F is there. Means for Fc plus delta F, we have a maximum voltage. And here if you see, it is producing the maximum voltage. Your carrier frequency is somewhere here. It is here. This is Fc plus delta F. My carrier frequency is this Fc. And for this carrier frequency, it is producing this much amount of the voltage. And the less than carrier frequency, that is Fc minus delta F, and it is producing this much amount of the voltage. So, as my frequency in a frequency modulated wave, remember, in FM wave, the frequency is going to be changed from Fc plus delta F to Fc minus delta F. And correspondingly, here if you see, for Fc plus delta F, maximum voltage is produced. For Fc, here this much amount of the voltage is going to produce Fc minus delta F. So we have a minimum voltage is going to produce. So here if you see, then this voltage is going to vary in this way. As my frequency is varying like this, sinusoidally if it is varying, then the output voltage of the tank circuit is going to be also varying. Here remember again that whatever the tank circuit is there, it is not tuned for a carrier frequency, but it is tuned for a higher than the carrier frequency. The same kind of the result also you will obtain if it is tuned for Fc minus delta F. So ultimately if you see that output of the tank circuit is nothing but it is a amplitude modulated wave. This is a amplitude modulated wave. So here if you see at this point, then we have a amplitude modulated wave. Correct? Means now your frequency variation is converted into a voltage variation. And once we have a voltage variation, then we have a envelope detector. So during this positive here, in this case, this is my a modulating frequency, message information is there, and this one is your carrier frequency. So the carrier frequency will pass through this filter circuit, and the modulating frequency FM will pass through this resistance R. Why? Because the reactance of the capacitor is very low for the higher frequency, and the reactance is very high for a lower frequency. So modulating signal cannot pass through the capacitor, but it will have to pass through the load R. And as a result, you will get this kind of the wave. In the output of this, you can say it is a FM or it is my modulating signal. It is our information. So at the input of the detector, we have this kind of the FM wave, and in the output we have only a FM. So here we use either the slope, this slope of this resonance curve, or we use this slope of the resonance curve, which convert your frequency into a voltage variation. This is a basic principle of a slope detector circuit. Now, only thing is that what is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is that whatever the slope we have, this slope here, it is a non-linear. The slope of curve is non-linear. Means, due to this non-linearity, here you will not get a proportional output voltage to the frequency. So as the frequency is increasing, proportionally the FM detector, proportionally the output voltage should also increase. But due to the non-linearity, it is not a proportional output voltage, and due to that, your signal or your information is going to be a distorted. This is the major disadvantage of a slope detector circuit. Secondly, that in the primary I have to tune a FC. In the secondary I have to tune FC plus delta F. Means let us say this is a 100 megahertz, my carrier frequency is 100 megahertz, and this my FC plus delta F will be 100.1 megahertz. So the difference between these two frequencies is very less. So the calibration of the circuit will be a complicated, because this is 100 and 111.1. So when we tune this, it is very difficult to tune this circuit. So this is another major disadvantage of this slope detector. Okay? So in the next lecture, we will see the how this non-linearity can be removed, and in that case we can use a two slope of the resonance circuit. Means two tank circuit will be there, and they are tuned at a different frequency